Rinforzando. Riforzando, not sure. Let's do this. By the next orchestra practice, things between me and Hao have apparently returned to normal. If Hao is still mad about our fight, he's doing a pretty good job of hiding it. Well, he does toss a flute swap at me for falling asleep again, but that's not exactly unexpected. I snap at him and he snaps back, but neither of us openly acknowledges our previous argument. Things are perfectly normal, right? At the end of practice, I see Hao heading in my direction. Before he can get any closer, I shove past the people in the doorway and walk briskly down the hall. All I need to do is show up at practice. I don't need to stay and talk to him. Not when I have way better ways to spend my time. Who cares? I'd rather do nothing than be around someone like him. For the genuine lack of something better to do, I start wandering the streets going downtown. Sports cars and particular lawns are soon replaced by noisy mobs of people streaming in and out of shops. I naturally slow down, breathing in the smell of barbecue mingled with exhaust. I should come here more often. This place is definitely more my speed. While I'm loitering on the curb, I notice a faint sound waving through the air. Somewhere in the distance, someone is strumming a guitar. The song they are playing sounds simple, but contagiously bright. I start walking faster. Through gaps in the crowd, I catch glimpses of a girl in ripped jeans, hunched over an acoustic guitar. Although the guitar's lacquer is riddled with scratches, and one of the strings rattles loosely, she holds it as carefully as a mother cradling her child. Her left hand runs up and down the fingerboard as her head bobs with the beat. I don't notice it at first, but my foot is soon tapping in time to that same beat. When I close my eyes, I can also feel those strings vibrating under my own fingertips. It's been a really long time, hasn't it, since I've cared about music like that. Though I probably look pretty strange just staying in the middle of a crowded sidewalk. Most people pass by without a second glance. The girl doesn't notice either. It's as if her entire world consists only of herself and her music. She's so caught up in her song, in fact, that she doesn't react when I approach her. I clear my throat. Hey kid, you're not half bad. At the sound of my voice, the girl looks up and smiles. I reach into my pockets for some spare change. Before I can toss a few dollars into her guitar case, for a beefy hand clamps down my shoulder. Hey Song, if you've got money to spare for bumps, why don't give it to us instead? Oh no, again. New guy must have wised up from our last fight, because this time he brought his friends. The three thugs gang up and haul me into the desert alleyway before I can fight back. Once we stop walking, I manage to bite one guy in the arm and knee another in the stomach. While both of them are busy swearing, I waste no time kicking them down. Before I can do any more damage, new guy hits me with a bone-crunching tackle. Both of us go crashing on the concrete. Where's the money, Song? I shove him away and stagger to my feet. Why am I getting déjà vu? Oh right, it's because you've already asked me the same question. What part of I need 2 more mouths didn't you understand? Boss says you're just making excuses. He says you should already have the money, now that your big shot old man is dead. If only. One of the thugs catches me off guard by striking from behind. A second strike brings me to my knees. I grit my teeth as the thugs close in around me. New guy smirks at my helplessness. Ready to call out that money now, China girl? My old man wouldn't just hand this money over, you morons. That's the whole reason I've been going to orchestra practice. Huh? How's that work? I only get money on concert days, and that's only if I've gone to all the orchestra practices. So don't show your ugly mugs around me again until February 14th, understand? The folks hesitate, looking confused. Then, to my indignation, they break into loud, obnoxious laughter. February 14th. What is this? A Valentine's Day concert? May love you long time, darling. Her dad is gonna be roaring in his grave screaming about dishonor the family. If that rocker chick's running an orchestra, it's gonna be a total train wreck. All those namby-pamby musicians are done for now. For some reason, it's that last thought that grates on me the most. I know I'm always saying that the concert's going to suck, but that doesn't mean these lowlifes can say it too. Defend Orchestra. Agree the Orchestra suck. Don't say anything. Well, they annoyed me. I guess as much of her as her. Well, maybe even more. I don't like these guys. I mean, I like Orchestra guys. And, even she loves music. So defend this. What will Buzus know about my Orchestra anyways? My Orchestra. I don't think I've ever said that before. I say again with more conviction this time. Yeah, my Orchestra is really going places now that we've got a new conductor. He's pretty good, maybe even as good as my old man. That's right, you'll need all the help you can get. This is too freaking funny. Rocks have more musicality than a karate chick like you. What the heck? That doesn't even make sense. Neither does putting a fighting game rejecting charge of a fancy schmancy orchestra. Go on, tell us. What do you know about any of that fancy music stuff? He stops laughing after I shove my foot into his crotch. Good, that's good. Why don't I start with your funeral, dear? The next few seconds go by in a blur. There's just too many feasts for me to keep up with. Before I know it, I'm kissing concrete, ribs bruised and blood oozing from a cut on my forehead. Sneering, new guy spits loudly on the back of my head. Go ahead and have fun prepping for your love show Logfest, China girl, but if you don't have the money, by the 14th we're gonna show you even more pain. I don't feel a thing. I try not to wince as he steps on my left hand, viciously grinding my fingers into the pavement. How's that? This time I'm beating my lip too hard to reply. Soon losing interest at new guy and his body's swagger of sniggering. Head swimming in pain, I lie on the concrete for several more minutes, just forcing my breath to steady. Then, still biting my lip, I drag myself onto my feet. As I stagger out of the light, I hear footsteps rushing towards me. I said 2 months, now leave me alone! Raising my one good fist, I swing around to punch whoever's behind me. I duck just in the nick of time. As I lurch forward, grimacing in pain, where warm hands catch me by the shoulders. Sona. Huh? Huh? Why are you here? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe I hit my head too hard before. Suddenly feeling nauseous, I bend over and start retching violently. Hal holds me up by the shoulders. Even as I hung up my breakfast all over his shiny black dress shoes. Over his arm, I noticed the girl with the guitar watching us, anxiously written all over her face. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I should have known something was wrong with those guys you left with before. When your friend came looking for you, I felt so bad for not calling the cops or something. Friend? Wait, you mean how? He was running all over downtown showing your picture to people. She holds up a piece of paper with a funny-looking drawing. Well, I guess it works. Are those spikes supposed to be my hair? What the heck? I look like a weird mutant hedgehog. Oh, Sonic. And why is there A sissy looking flower. Just because I'm a girl? Doesn't mean that I like flowers. Growing increasingly disoriented, I lean back into Hao's body for support. I know I'm probably getting dirt and vomit all over his expensive suit, but he doesn't stop me. His chest is warm, surprisingly comfortable. Whatever soap he uses smells kind of nice too. What am I thinking? I really knocked up my head after all. As my face heads up, I hastily try to shove her away. In my current state, I thought I can push him very far. He just blinks, so in confusion for a bit before slowly releasing my shoulders. I need to go. My apartment is too far away, so I head back to the orchestra practice hall instead. Even in darkness, I can see how it's riding a couple yards behind me. Whenever we make eye contact, though, I stubbornly pretend to be fascinated by the nearest street lamp. Neither of us says a single word during the entire walk. It's only when we finally reach the practice room that Hao breaks the silence. Sona, That sounds like the first question he asked when he found me, and I still don't know what it is. I shut the door before he can ask me a third time. I don't care anymore, so stop wasting your time. But you care! I choose you to care, right? Didn't I? I sleep like a corpse, which is appropriate, I guess, given how I almost become one. After God knows how long I welcomed back to the realm of the living by the elegant, flowing notes of a shopping nocturne. Yeah, shopping. Shopping is from Poland. The same country as I am. Great. Still stuck halfway between dreaming and consciousness, I have the fleeting thought that my father is the one playing them. For my father was skilled at many instruments, the piano was always his favorite. Whenever he came home, which wasn't very often, he played the piano more than he'd talk to me. Sometimes the only thing I'd hear from him in weeks was strains of Chopin through the walls outside. Actually, I don't know how do you spell it in English. I think Chopin, but with a Chopin. Frederick Chopin. Whoever's playing the piano now sounds almost exactly like him. Time to put an end to this dream. As I grudgingly sit up, a light jacket slips off my body and falls onto the floor. The piano playing stops abruptly. Looking up, I see Hao shutting the cover over the piano keys. He closes the distance between us in several long, brisk strides, then attempts to wrap his jacket back around my shoulders. Hey, I don't need that! It's obviously a reprimand. I slowly ball his jacket up and toss it to the other side of the room. Hao's eyebrow twitches in irritation. I can see him pressing his mouth into a thin line, probably to bite back an impending tirade. He hands me a thermos filled with something warm. He mimes taking a sip from a cup. I swish the thermos around suspiciously before obliging. For the liquid is sweet. It contains something thick and slimy that makes me spit it back out. What is this stuff? It's gross. As soon as I say these words, I realize what I'm eating. Snow fungus soup. My father used to leave it in the refrigerator for me when I got sick. He claimed the gooey, fungused clumps would improve my lungs and circulation. I'm not sure if that's true, though, since I always picked them out and tossed them in the trash. Where did Hao even get this? Don't tell me he brought it all the way from China. He and my father really do have similar tastes. Okay, drink it. Well, if he went to the trouble of making it for me, guess I can just throw it out in front of him. I reluctantly move down the rest of the soup. First, swallowing the fungus makes me gag a little. Hao's face brightens. He nods, looking almost happy. And after that, he obviously says something we don't understand. Well, at least I don't understand. You may understand it. I wonder. As he takes the thermos from me, Hao's eyes fall on my left hand. With an exclamation of surprise, he reaches for my fingers. Sona, that's right, that Fook really did a number on my hand last night. Though they don't hurt anywhere near as much as they did before, my fingers still look pretty awful, all bruised and caked with dried blood. Yeah, it looks bad, but I'm fine, see? I wiggle my fingers to demonstrate, only to wince at the pain that shoots through them. Maybe fine was an understatement. Muttering under his breath, Hao tries to clean my hand with a cloth from his back. As he's busy fishing out the first I get, I quickly move away. Yeah? Hao makes a sound of disapproval as I plop down on the top of the piano. Quit fusing and let me do it my way. Grabbing a tube of antiseptic, I try to tear off the cap with my teeth. Hao nods not so distractedly as I get ointment all over my chin. Hey, I got it out, didn't I? Bandaging myself with only one handful turns out to be tougher. I struggle clumsily with the fabric strips for a minute or two before Hao gets impatient.